CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
A man who pleaded guilty to manslaughter and the death of an Owen Sound restaurant owner nearly 3 years ago learns his fate. Thank you for joining us. The UK man who killed Owen Sound restaurant owner Sharif Rahman with a single punch after an argument over an unpaid dinner bill has now been sentenced. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on the tragic case that led police on an international search to bring those responsible to justice.
26-year-old Robert Evans Jr. has been sentenced to another 7 months behind bars after an Owen Sound judge accepted a 42-month plea deal from the Crown and defense.
This case here is just an absolute tragedy, and it shows you how something small can turn into something just awful. And my heart goes out for the community in Owen Sound, and especially to his widow.
Evans Jr., his father Robert Sr., and uncle Barrie Evans pleaded guilty last month. Evans Jr. was convicted of manslaughter for the single punch that killed 44-year-old Sharif Rahman, whose head hit the sidewalk, resulting in a skull fracture and brain bleed. Rahman died a week later in a London hospital, leaving behind his wife and young daughter. Rahman was hit after trying to stop Evans Jr. and his group from running off without paying a $100 dinner bill at his downtown restaurant. The court heard Rahman pushed Evans Jr. twice and held on to him, demanding he pay the bill. Evans Jr. responded by punching Rahman, knocking him to the ground. This was truly a one-punch case of manslaughter, the Crown told the court last month when describing how the plea deal came together. Evans Sr. and Barrie Evans admitted to helping Evans Jr. escape Owen Sound and fly back to the UK the next day. The court heard Barrie Evans drove his nephew away from the scene in an SUV before erasing any trace they'd been staying in town. Evans Sr. admitted to buying his son's plane ticket before returning home days later. Evans Sr. and Uncle Barrie were sentenced to time served after spending 2 years in custody, then being deported. They had been identified and tracked down by police a year later in the UK with help from Interpol. The men had been in Canada for a few months as part of a group from the UK paving driveways for cash. The men apologized to the court and Rahman's family for their actions. Evans Jr. told the court he didn't mean for Rahman to die, saying he was sickened by the damage he caused when he assaulted Rahman and killed him. Justice Christopher Chorney called Evans Jr.'s actions when he fled the scene and returned home aggravating. The judge calling the community's support of Rahman's family outstanding. Evans Jr. is scheduled to be released from jail and deported back to the UK in February to be reunited with his family. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Owen Sound.
Some scary moments for residents in Springwater Township this afternoon after a major gas leak. It happened in the area of Finlay Mill Road between Bayfield Street and Waddy Road. Township officials say the leak happened while road work was being done in that area. Enbridge, meanwhile, tells CTV News that crews were able to get to the scene quickly and cap the leak. Between 50 and 60 residential customers are without gas, but most are expected to get it back tonight. The road will remain closed while repairs are being done, which are expected to continue into Saturday. It's been a month and a half since a fire heavily damaged businesses along Highway 11 in Oromodonte. The blaze forced several to close, but restoration has begun and some have even been allowed to return. CTV's Luke Samart brings us an update.
After a roof fire displaced several businesses at a plaza on Line 7 in Oromodonte over a month ago, some of them have been able to return on a partial basis.
Our manufacturing side is untouched. We've been setting up our temporary office to continue on with new jobs and try to sell new jobs without any samples, but just trying to maintain our current customers that we have.
Bateman Kitchens and Fine Cabinetry, along with several other residents in the building, sustained smoke and water damage from the fire.
It was quite a shock. We didn't really know what to expect coming in, but we're shut down completely now. Lots of work to rebuild, and it's just, we can't do anything about it at this point besides try to keep a positive attitude. And
both businesses have partially opened, working from different spaces.
It's been a little difficult because there's a lot of unknowns, right? So for the first few weeks, we didn't have any of our electronics. So we couldn't have our computers, we didn't have our documents, we didn't know where anything was or when we were getting it back.
But both companies thanking their customers for the support they've received over the last month, with Bateman's manufacturing area still open and building.
Even past customers that we don't have jobs on the go they're still referring us. They're still telling all their friends. It's been wonderful. The whole community.
Absolutely. The customers have been great. The community's been great. Everyone's trying their best to help us out.
Businesses have also credited Oromodonte Township in support while they were not operating. In a statement to CTV News, the township said they remain committed to working with affected businesses and community partners to help businesses access information, resources, and support as they navigate the impacts and next steps after this unfortunate event. As construction continues, Bateman Kitchen's fine cabinetry are hoping their showroom will reopen once restoration is complete, with officials telling CTV News that the complex could fully reopen within 6 months. Luke Samar, CTV News, Oromodonte.
A 66-year-old man is facing impaired charges after driving over a front lawn in Barrie earlier this week. Police say they were called to Janine Street on Monday at 7:45 p.m. after a truck plowed across the lawn of a home. The driver was seen getting out of the vehicle with a drink in his hand. When officers arrived, they found him in the driver's seat of the truck, smelling of booze, and found several open alcohol cans inside the vehicle at his feet. He was taken to police headquarters, where he was found to have twice the legal limit of alcohol. Service dogs, an important support for a vulnerable population and difficult to operate without transportation. Well, that's become an issue for a local service dog group after not one but two of the company's vans were stolen in a single week. CTV's Rob Cooper brings us more on whether police believe that thieves have been targeting the charitable organization.
More than 20,000 vehicles are stolen in Ontario every year. Cope Service Dogs in Barrie had not one, but two vehicles stolen this week on 2 different days.
We don't know if they're associated to each other.
Police say both Cope vans were stolen from this parking lot at 80 Bradford Street. The first on Monday night. A second vehicle was taken last night. A tracker attached to the first vehicle led police to the Shelburne area, where it was located and is now in the possession of the forensics unit. Both incidents caught on camera, police looking through the video tonight.
We know that there are 2 male suspects that attended the vehicle and attempted to gain entry by smashing the lockbox, which was on the passenger side of the vehicle.
It was really disheartening to see the video footage. We saw both vans getting stolen.
Cope is a charitable organization which breeds, trains, and places service dogs with individuals with physical disabilities in care facilities. Julia De Silva says the organization only has 2 vehicles to transport its animals. It prepares as many as 8 dogs a year.
Without these vans, it will slow down, or potentially our training will come to a halt. It's frustrating because the work we do helps our community.
So one of the 2 stolen vehicles has been recovered but remains in police hands tonight as investigators look for anything that may have been left behind. Again, police are still looking for that second vehicle. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
Why don't we say good evening to Casey Colby on this Friday? Has the rain started to come down on you, Case?
Rain? What? Talk about making the weather dude look bad. Yeah, it's been, we've had a steady stream of a light shower, a steady stream of a light shower. I didn't see this one coming. Blue sky there, blue sky there. Okay, whatever. Let's continue on with a first look at the forecast. Thanks, Mother Nature. First look at the forecast brought to you by thegraveldrivewayguy.com. Your local gravel driveway expert, Sarah, 26 degrees. Yeah, a slice of lovely out here as far as temperature goes. I don't mind a little shower. Why not? The winds are calm. A little shower activity, plants, grass, bushes, trees, love it. Oh, the crows are pretty mad at me out here, yelling at me. Hey, 24 degrees in Collingwood, 26 in Parry Sound, 25 in Gravenhurst, and call it 26 degrees in the sunshine city of Aurelia. This is a look at the radar satellite. There it is, there. That's the radar satellite. That's the little system that's dumping a little bit of shower activity on us. Just when I was hoping it was anomalous propaganda, and, well, it didn't turn out to be radar noise at all. It turned out to be a shower or two. And coming up, Sarah, is there more? Is there more shower activity for the weekend? I'll let you know. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back inside.
And I hope not for tonight, because you know I have a dinner date on a patio. So if you don't mind having a word with Mother Nature, We'd appreciate that.
I'll get right on that. Yes.
Thanks, Case. OPP is launching a road safety campaign targeting drivers of commercial vehicles during Operation Safe Driver Week, which begins on Sunday. OPP will increase enforcement and education efforts targeting improper lane changes, following too closely, speeding, impairment, and other reckless driving behaviors.
You get in the way of a tractor trailer, you cut in front of it, you try to make an exit, you're trying to get someplace in front of him, and he has to take evasive action. He may not have, or the driver may not have the ability to stop or avoid a collision because of what you've done.
More than 8,800 collisions investigated by the OPP last year involved commercial vehicles. 77 of them were fatal, claiming the lives of 95 people. Time now to take a look at a live look at our roads this hour. Few little raindrops on our CTV tower cam. There's a shot of Highway 400 at Essa Road in South Barrie. You can see traffic quite congested, but moving along there. That's to be expected, though. Friday night, many people heading north, but something to keep in mind, it will cost you more to fill up your vehicle to hit the road. Gas prices have risen roughly 5 cents a litre amid the renewed violence in the Middle East. CTV's John Venevalley-Rao has more on high gas prices, how they're forcing Canadians to rethink their summer road trip budgets.
North of Toronto, motorists headed for cottage country were frustrated the price to fill up has once again gone up.
Of course, it's not good. What can we do? There's nothing we can control, right?
Overnight, gas surging about 5 cents a litre.
It's very expensive, but I know that there's issues right now in the world.
For Brian Comart, it's making it more costly to haul his trailer from Chatham, Ontario to Algonquin Park.
I bet you the whole trip's going to be the $400 of gas. Easy.
Across the country, prices were up, back to nearly $2 in Vancouver for regular unleaded, while the national average is around $1.72. And if you thought the resumption of hostilities between the U.S. and Iran this week will push prices up further, forecaster Dan McTagg says they're actually headed down this weekend.
It's dropping 2 cents a litre on Saturday and likely 3 or 4 cents a litre on Sunday. That's counterintuitive to economic fundamentals. A shortage and high demand means prices go up, not down.
In fact, the price for oil hasn't jumped as much as one might have expected. West Texas Intermediate crude started the week at $69 U.S. a barrel and did surge to $76 after the U.S. president declared the ceasefire was over, but it's since fallen to around $71. Experts say the market so far has essentially learned to shrug off the conflict.
I think the new normal is that we're going to see skirmishes from time to time between Iran and the U.S., interspersed with periods of relative calm, allowing tankers to enter the Persian Gulf, load crude oil, and then depart.
But McTagg thinks prices could jump by the end of the month as the U.S. continues to draw down on its strategic reserve of oil.
We might be getting temporarily a reprieve in the short term, but the long term will be higher prices for an extended period of time.
And there is one more wild card, the hurricane season. Experts say if a major storm were to hit U.S. refineries on the Gulf Coast, that would put further price pressure at the pumps here. John Venevalley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
A California senator is calling on Canada to lift restrictions on the sale of U.S. alcohol, saying the boycott is causing devastating harm to wine growers. But Ontario winemakers don't want anything to change. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris reports.
It's been 16 months since California wines and other American-made booze was boxed up at the LCBO. A hit back against tariffs.
How are you?
A game changer for Ontario winemakers. This vineyard in Jordan on the Niagara Escarpment has seen sales in the LCBO shoot up 600%.
Every dollar that's been spent on an Ontario wine and on a Westcott wine has gone right back into the province of Ontario.
The spike in demand so steep, Westcott's planning an expansion and has planted more vines.
We are leaning into this and expect our business to continue to grow, whether those products come back or not.
There's new pressure from American lawmakers this week to return U.S. alcohol to Canadian shelves. From New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, accusing Canada of unfair trade practices. And California Senator Adam Schiff, he says the bans are creating devastating harm. In a World Series wager last fall, California's governor appealed right to the premier.
I think you can put it on the liquor store shelves.
I don't think so, buddy. Talk to your friend in the Oval Office.
An advocacy group for California wineries says U.S. exports to Canada have plummeted, down 78%. A former trade advisor to Prime Minister Harper says unwinding the ban is tricky.
I think it's unfortunate that provincial premiers are taking action that impacts our entire country on behalf of their provinces, and it's my view that they're overstepping their jurisdiction.
Doug Ford has been unwilling to budge.
I just want to get this deal done, and then we'll put that booze back on the shelves.
At Westcott, Hearst doesn't see wine drinkers rushing to uncork a California Red.
The relationship between Canada and the U.S. has changed, and I just don't think that we're going back to business as usual.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Many remote northern communities continue to struggle with animal welfare, but one local rescue is dedicated to making an impact. There they are on the road. Lost Boys Hope recently rescued 35 dogs from the First Nation up north, which is struggling with ongoing water contamination issues. The mission took weeks of planning, but when the team got on the ground, they had 48 hours to work with the community to gather stray and surrender dogs, catch puppies that had never experienced human touch, and humanely trap some of the fearful dogs.
We partnered with a rescue up in Sudbury called Pet Save. They had the funds, we had the people, so we were able to team up and do this. But we're on intake hold due to large vet bills. So we need funding to continue to vet these guys that just came in, to continue vetting the dogs that we have in care. We have almost 150 dogs and cats right now.
Donations go towards getting the animals vet care like vaccinations, parasite treatment, microchipping, and most importantly, spay and neuter surgeries before fostering an eventual adoption. The average dog costs roughly $600 in vet bills, and Lost Boys Hope relies on community support to continue to help animals in First Nations like Saskatchewan that have been left following evacuations. Still to come, walking to conquer an invisible illness. How this annual walk helps a local boy live his best life and support the hospital that made it a reality. Plus, the stage is set for the Four Winds Music Festival this weekend on a concert site that's as stunning as the forecast. Stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. It's got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
First up, as we take a look around the region, the 4th annual Four Winds Music Festival is a uniquely Canadian celebration in Durham that offers a number of talented musicians just like this.
All these words that I wasted on you, come back.
Juno Award-winning Blackie and the Rodeo Kings and many others will be on the Barrie stage at the Four Winds Music Fest starting tonight and all weekend at the Riverstone Retreat in Durham. This is the 4th anniversary for the festival, featuring artisans, food, and drinks of every kind. A summer weekend of music and memories that is becoming a tradition for many.
So we have a 99% return from our volunteers and also from our vendors and from our attendees. So that to me means that they've had a great time. And what people say to us is like, thank you for creating memories.
This is the Elephant Thoughts campus. Elephant Thoughts is our third partner in this venture, and we are in sacred territory, beautiful lands.
What a vibe. There are more than 20 talented Canadian musical acts showcased at the Four Winds Music Festival. A Bradford family is continuing their quest to conquer Chiari, a structural defect in the brain, one step at a time. This Saturday marks the 8th annual Walk for Chiari, and it's in support of 14-year-old Mason Donkin, who was diagnosed with the rare condition when he was just 4 years old. And during his treatment, his family relied heavily on Sick Kids Hospital. Well, this is their way of giving back.
When we received the diagnosis for Mason, we didn't know anything about Chiari, and we were not sure how to navigate that journey for Mason. And so we started the walk with the anticipation that we'd be able to spread awareness for Chiari, help raise money for the hospital, and then start to build our community.
The Donkin family has raised over $100,000 for the Sick Kids Foundation since 2017, and this Saturday's Walk for Chiari starts at 11 a.m. at West Park Avenue in Bradford. Allergy season is in full swing, and just like we can fall victim to the issue, so can our pets.
Some breeds, like Labradors, 47% are allergic and can have some itching. So it is a huge problem in dogs and in some cats as well.
Is your pet scratching more than usual? Well, Saturday is National Itch Check Day, and Allendale Veterinary Hospital is opening its doors for a free family-friendly event to bring your animal in to ask the team questions, learn from an educational exhibit, and take in demonstrations to better understand pet skin health.
Most itching in pets is caused by allergies, and just like lots of people have allergies, pets do as well. In pets, though, rather than the respiratory symptoms that we get, the sneezing, snuffly nose, they get itchy skin, which can be really uncomfortable for them.
The free itch clinic is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Allendale Veterinary Hospital on Kaplan Avenue in Barrie, and the vet team will talk about common skin conditions, summer allergies, and when pet owners should seek care. Barrie has been selected as one of the 40 finalists across Canada in the Participation Community Challenge. This year, the city recorded more than 250,000 participant experiences through rec programs, events, and physical activity initiatives across the city. Over 375 communities participated in this year's challenge. The winner of the title for Canada's Most Active Community receives the grand prize of $100,000 to support physical activity and sports initiatives. If you have an event coming up in our region, Simcoe County and all the way up to Muskoka, please feel free to contact us about it. You can do so through the website. You can also keep tabs on news over the weekend. We are updating Saturdays and Sundays, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan that QR code on your screen. Still to come, Mother Nature couldn't rain on the Barrie Public Library's parade. The first live music on the rooftop was slated for last night. We'll look at how the group still managed to make it work despite the downpour. Right now, though, let's check outside. Hopefully, Casey isn't getting too wet in Bob's garden.
Downpour is done, and now it's time to check out the campfire conditions right across our region. Let's do it. And as we take a look at Simcoe County, where the fire danger rating has been set at moderate, except for Innisfil, where it has moved to high today. And in Muskoka, well, fire rating remains high. Campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
We're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And next week on the show, we're giving away meet and greet tickets to see the Watchmen at the Troubadour Festival.
Yeah, so make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
It was all about celebrating how to keep cool this week. That last shot was our pick for picture of the week, sent in by Kaylee, I believe. Yes, that watermelon did look refreshing. Now next week, similar theme, but this is about how your pets are enjoying summer. So please continue to capture those memories and email them to us. Picture this at ctv.ca. Now, Case, it is a busy weekend, including in Bracebridge, where the 40th annual Muskoka Pioneer Power Show is going on at the J.D. Lang Activity Park. Now get this, the antique tractor pull starts tonight at 7 o'clock right after we get off air. Saturday dinner, pulled pork, followed by square dancing and line dancing. And then new this year, the Great Canadian Lumberjack Show. And I could really see you being good at axe throwing, Case.
I'm in. I wasn't sure what you said. I thought you said nudist. And I was like, newest. I was
Maybe
like,
on your own time. But
naked axe throwing? Why not? What could possibly go wrong? Well, one never knows, but it's going to be a weekend, a fantastic weekend, whatever you have planned. And you're going to want to do it outside because there's limited shower activity. Let's get into it. Here comes the forecast. And as we start off the forecast, why don't we start it off with the temperature outside your door right now? How about 26 degrees in Owen Sound, 26 in Parry Sound, looks like 25 in Gravenhurst, 26 in the Big Smoke, Toronto. In fact, 26 in Newmarket, Alliston, Mount Forest, and beautiful Sunshine City of Aurelia. This is the almanac for today. 26s, okay, yeah, we're entirely normal. 37.2 back in 1936 and 6.7 for record cool in 1898. Sun rises tomorrow 5:45, sets at 9:02, 15 hours and 17 minutes of daylight. Roll that, there it is. And thank you very much. Is there any anomalous propaganda, false echoes on that as far as radar goes? Well, I'm willing to bet that there is because limited shower activity, extremely limited. However, we have had an update. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe. Overnight skies relatively clear in Owen Sound and just about everywhere else. Some low-lying fog, though, is what we're anticipating, 14 to 15 degrees. And for tomorrow, it looks like a humidex value of 29, which isn't too bad. Sunny skies. When I say too bad, I mean sweaty-like. Sunny skies. Let's go to Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill. Hey, there is a 30% chance of a cloud coming over and dumping a little rain on you like yours truly just had here in the garden. Under partly cloudy skies. Also, there is a 30% chance of a thunderstorm, but I really think it's actually less. Foggy, foggy, foggy. It burns off tomorrow, 27, 28 degrees for the high, feeling 31 with the humidex. Shall we go to Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 13, 14, 15 degrees, partly cloudy skies. There is a slight chance of a cloud coming over and dumping a little bit of refreshing shower activity on you, and slight chance of a little T-storm too. Ever so slight, low-lying fog everywhere. 28 degrees tomorrow for the high under sunny skies. A little cooler in Halliburton, but a lovely Saturday. How about the Sunday? Where can we find that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we can find that in the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and there it is, right there. Where are we going to start this evening? How about Simcoe County? How about a little bit of a sun run, Sarah? Sure. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday with the introduction of a little cloud. It's getting steamy. 29, 30, 32 by Tuesday. Oh my. That's summer. Summer is so central Ontario. Let's have a look at the 5-day extended forecast for York Region. Whoa, sun run Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 34 degrees. Yes, 34 with the humidex. Yeah, 42 is what we're looking at by Tuesday. So it is a sweaty one. It truly is. This is the 5-day extended forecast. And woo, we have a little bit of a, I like that. 30% chance of a shower speed bump on the Monday. But you're going to enjoy that too. You're going to be looking forward to that because 29 feeling more like about 36. And then, 31 degrees come Tuesday. So we're going on a bit of a sun run with the exception of a slight chance of a little shower activity. But I don't think we're going to have any people arguing on land. How about on the water? Well, let's find out right now as we dive into the Marine Report brought to you by Suzuki Marine, North Lake Huron, South Lake Huron. Well, on both. It looks like waves will be about ½ meter or less. Oh, wait, ½ to 1 meter on South Lake Huron. Upgrade, yes, there we go. And it looks like wind speeds, well, 10 knots out of the north on North Lake Huron, and 10 knots, make that 15 knots out of the north on South Lake Huron. How about Georgian Bay and Lake Simcoe? Let's have a look. We have wind speeds of 10 knots out of the north on both Georgian Bay and Lake Simcoe, and waves at ½ meter or less. So it looks like a lovely weekend. Get out and enjoy. Back inside, Sarah.
Well, that high heat not only has an effect on people and our pets, but also the wildlife out there. Take a look at this. It was taken on Wednesday. 2 Barrie police officers, Constables Woods and Weeks, came across a raccoon that seemed to be in distress while making their rounds downtown. They were able to give the critter some water, and after a little bit of time, it seemed like it was better and moving around. Barrie police wanted to share this with us and ask us to remind you, the public, that sometimes policing isn't always about crime. It sometimes means helping even an animal in need. The weather may have quashed the rooftop patio plans, but the library, the Barrie Library, there's always a way to bring entertainment, rain or shine. It was to be the first music on the rooftop by the Barrie Library and the Folk Society. It had to be moved inside, but that didn't stop artists from taking to the stage to play. There are 3 of these rooftop concerts at the downtown branch over the summer. It's an expansion of their bi-monthly open stages here and at the Painswick branch in the South End.
It's a nice opportunity for people who aren't that comfortable doing the bar setting, aren't quite ready to be on a concert stage. We have everything from people who are coming out and it's their first opportunity to play before an audience, to people who are more seasoned performers who are coming out and trying out some of their new material in front of an audience before they go into the recording process with it.
The next rooftop shows are the second Thursday of the month in both August and September, outside as long as Mother Nature plays nice, or inside no matter what. An Alberta man has developed an app to assist people with Parkinson's disease. As CTV's Kevin Green reports, it's aimed to help patients track their symptoms and medications.
Gary Swanson created My Care Cycle Parkinson's after years of helping his wife Fiona navigate the disease. The app tracks details that can be hard to remember between doctor's appointments.
And I could see the transition and the development of Parkinson's. I could see where it could become very difficult tracking medication or tracking mood or exercise programs.
For Fiona, that tracking is not just about numbers or notes. She says Parkinson's can affect memory, medication timing, and the way her movement changes through the day.
I realized how important the timing was, and then I have the app now, and so now I can put it in there, and it shows when I took the medication.
The app allows users to log changes in symptoms, mood, and exercise, and log medications.
And you want to try and keep track and make sure that the medications are taken at a consistent time.
The app also creates reports for medical professionals.
The doctor can look and go, okay, so you've been pretty consistent taking your medication in the morning and afternoon, but you're sort of laxing a bit in the evening, so we can make adjustments.
Parkinson's patients must remember a lot during short medical appointments. Parkinson Association CEO Lana Tordoff says tools that organize information make a big difference.
So this is where an app like Gary's creating can come in really handy. You don't have somebody else to kind of anecdotally support what you're telling your physician.
For the Swansons, the My Care Cycle app is a digital tool with a personal origin, a way to turn their daily experience with Parkinson's into something that can help others.
I hope someone downloads the app and they go, yes, this is useful. This will make things so much easier to help us deal with the
My Care Cycle Parkinson's is available on the Apple App Store. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Now, we do have some breaking news to bring you. The Highway 11 southbound on-ramp from line 15 is closed this hour because of an accident. So keep that in mind if you're heading out the door. Still to come, a settlement in a class action lawsuit when it comes to beef. Details coming up on the allegations and who could be eligible to get a payment. That's next. Recapping our top stories, 26-year-old Robert Evans Jr. has been sentenced to another 7 months behind bars after an Owen Sound judge accepted a 42-month plea deal from the Crown and defense. Evans Jr. was convicted of manslaughter in the death of 44-year-old Sharif Rahman. After a roof fire displaced several businesses at a plaza on Line 7 in Oro-Medonte over a month ago, some have been able to return on a partial basis. Bateman Kitchens and Fine Cabinetry had smoke and water damage from the fire. Their showroom won't reopen until the end of the year. And Cope Service Dogs in Barrie had not one but two vehicles stolen this week from the parking lot at 80 Bradford Street. Police don't know if the thefts are associated to each other, but found one of the vehicles, still looking for the second. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Well, if you have purchased beef within the last decade or so, you may soon be eligible for a payment. Proposed settlements worth $8 million have been reached in class action lawsuits. CTV's Adrian Gabriel explains.
An allegation that's been tough for Canadians to digest.
Premium Canadian
wholesale beef giants JBS and National Beef have been accused of price fixing, driving up the cost of red meat in Canada. While not an admission of guilt, combined, the two companies have offered to pony up $8 million as part of a class action lawsuit settlement. Restaurants won't be able to cash in on the lawsuit, though Canadian consumers can, as will butcher shops who purchase beef for resale. Inside a last meat market in Toronto, they sell JBS beef. Owner George Laganis praises the quality of their cuts, though he admits allegations that one of his suppliers may have taken part in price fixing has been difficult for consumers to stomach.
It leaves a bad taste in customers' mouths because we see a large increase in prices quickly.
As part of the settlement agreement, JBS has agreed to pay out more than $7 million. National Beef has committed to forking over $495,000. The amount individual Canadians can expect has yet to be determined. Even though JBS has agreed to pay out millions, an email from a company spokesperson says in part, "We believe the claims are without merit, and the agreement was entered into solely to avoid the expense and uncertainty of prolonged litigation." Again, it says he'd rather see more regulations limiting the price that large wholesalers can charge for red meat.
They're going to pay out the $7.5 million. Great, everybody's going to be happy. Where's that going to come from? It's going to come from the customer's pocket again. So it's just a vicious circle.
For Canadians who want to add their names to the class action lawsuit, the courts are expected to approve a payment process in the months ahead. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
A major Canada-U.S. border crossing is finally ready to open. According to the Associated Press, the Gordie Howe International Bridge is expected to welcome traffic by late July. A ribbon-cutting ceremony scheduled for early June was postponed over unresolved issues between Canada and U.S. officials. The delay followed Donald Trump's previous threats to block the bridge's opening. The nearly 2.5-kilometer stretch spans the Detroit River, connecting the Motor City with Windsor. The crossing provides a new route for travelers and commercial trucks. Turning to business news, the latest data from StatsCan shows unemployment edged down slightly from May to June. Month over month, unemployment declined 0.1% from 6.6% in May to 6.5% in June. 18,000 jobs were added last month, mainly in part-time work, and youth unemployment decreased from 13.4% in May to 12.7% in June. Moving right into those markets. The TSX was up 104 points, the Dow was up 149, and the Nasdaq was up 74. And commodities oil was down, closing at $71.41 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,113 an ounce, and our dollar up, ending the day at 70.69 cents U.S. Okay, plenty of sports to talk about here. First up, the Barrie Baycats continue to push for first place in the Canadian Baseball League standings.
2-1, hits it high and deep to right field. That ball's up. That ball is gone.
Ball was gone. Trailing 1-0 in the 8th, the Baycats. Adam Ott hit a 2-run home run. Barrie added an insurance run on their way to a 3-1 victory over the Welland Jackfish. The Baycats are back on the field tonight, but they are in Brantford because they're taking on the Red Sox. The Toronto Blue Jays, meanwhile, will begin their final series before the All-Star break tonight when they take on the San Diego Padres.
And it's lined into center, a base hit to lead off the top of the 9th inning. The first hit of the ball game for the Giants.
The Jays have won their past 2 games, with Dylan Cease nearly throwing a no-hitter in Wednesday's 10-0 win over San Francisco. Thank you to the viewer who called us about that. Shane Bieber will take the mound for Toronto tonight, with first pitch against the Padres set for 9:40 p.m. in San Diego. The quarterfinals at the FIFA World Cup continued this afternoon, with Spain taking on Belgium in Los Angeles.
A chance for Belgium to build again. De Bruyne back out to Castagna, into Catalan.
Belgium tied the game at 1 just before halftime, but Spain regained the lead in the 87th minute and held on to take the win. They will now play France in the semifinals on Tuesday. Meantime, organizers still have nearly 1,200 tickets up for grabs for the big final on July 19th. The World Cup final will be held at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. With just over a week before the showdown, the remaining Category 2 tickets are priced at more than $7,300. FIFA is also selling 68 front Category 1 tickets in the lower deck, prices ranging from nearly $20,000 to more than $32,000. Wonder why they're not selling. The Stanley Cup is where hockey's most legendary names are etched into history, and now that includes the Carolina Hurricanes owner and his whole family. Take a look at this. That decision has drawn plenty of criticism online, not just for their inclusion, but where they're included. Tom Dundon, his wife, and 5 children all appear above any of the players or coaches on the cup. Still to come, beginning a business by taking out the trash. Sort of. We'll have more on a young entrepreneur from York Region who has a growing presence online. That story after the break. Welcome back. A young entrepreneur from East Gwillimbury is proving that one person's trash is another person's burgeoning business.
$10 for all your bins.
All of them?
Yep.
That's a good summer job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm doing this all summer.
You're a fine young lad.
Thank you.
Ashton Myers started his business called Your Bin Cleaning in May. He goes door to door offering to clean garbage, recycling, and green bins for $10. His Instagram account has 85,000 followers, with this video that you see here accumulating more than 1.3 million likes. Myers says social media has now been a boost for his business.
Garbage bin cleaning is going to be a summer thing. And then in fall, I'm going to do leaf raking and blowing. And then in the winter, I'm going to get a power broom. I'm going to save up for one. And I'll use that power broom and I'll mow the shovel the driveways. And then in the spring, I can do garbage bin cleaning and lawn mowing. Because next year I'll do lawn mowing.
And he's been getting donations because he wants to offer free services to seniors and people with disabilities. Attaboy, eh, Case?
Attaboy is right, absolutely. A quick little amendment to the forecast. Slight chance of a shower this evening in Simcoe County. First thing tomorrow morning, what are we looking at? The Get Up and Go forecast looks like this. Sunny skies all the way. Clouds clear it out. Barrie 17 in Newmarket, 16 in Gravenhurst. Have yourself a wonderful weekend after the showers. Sarah.
And same to everyone at home. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks for joining. Have a fabulous weekend.